Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is another one of those example videos where when I see something, I say something. And today's topic is about how FI's outward emotional expression is often incongruent with the message of what the FI user is saying. So I talk in length about this topic in my older video called Easy Way to Tell the Difference Between FI and FE. I strongly recommend watching that video if you haven't already. It'll give a lot more background and context to this. Okay, so the clip I'm showing today is of Jonathan Ives. He used to be the lead designer at Apple, and I believe he is an ISFP based on my typing system. In the clip, he's responding to an audience question. So they're basically asking him, saying that there is a cell phone company called Xiaomi in China, and a lot of people call it the Apple of China, and she's asking him how he feels about that, and this is how he responds.
Because they think that your design is alike and they really like it calling the Chinese Apple. So what do you think of these comparisons, and do you find them flattering? Do you find them, complimenting you on the great style?
Honestly, there's a danger that I'll sound a little bit harsh and perhaps a little bit bitter, because I actually don't see it as flattery. I'm just talking about this issue in general. I actually see it as theft. Because when you're doing something for the first time, for example with the phone, and you don't know it's going to work, I was describing about this sort of wrestle. You don't know it's going to work, and you spend 7 or 8 years working on something, and then it's copied. I have to be honest, the first thing I think isn't, oh, that was flattering. All those weekends I could have had at home with my lovely family, but didn't. But the flattery made up for it. And I think it's really straightforward. It really is theft, and it's lazy, and I don't think it's okay at all.
Okay, so he's generally not happy about this based on his words. So he does laugh when he says that the flattery makes up for it. Like, oh, I had to work so long and so hard and I couldn't see my family, but haha, the flattery makes up for it. So that part is pretty normal because that's obviously a joke. Like, he is upset about it, but he's also making light of it in terms of his words and what he says. However, he goes on to say that this is actually theft and that it's not okay at all. Yeah, I think he says it's not okay at all, but he says it smiling and laughing a little bit. So yeah, that's obviously very serious because it's a hefty accusation, theft is, he's not even saying, okay, maybe they're inspired, but it's just like, oh, you stole from me. So that's very serious, but he pairs it with a laugh. And I know a lot of people, they might be uncomfortable with displaying anger, so they soften it by smiling or something. But this is something I see in a lot of FI users. It doesn't always have to be completely opposite, but a lot of the time our emotional expressions do not match up with the content of what we're saying. Those of you who are really good at looking at people's emotional expressions and emotional cues, you've noticed this in my previous videos. I know that because I get comments about these things, people saying like, oh, I had no idea you were sad or you were in a bad state of mind, or you were having a hard time during that point in your life because you looked so happy, you were so bubbly in your videos. So yeah, not that all INFPs are bubbly. I think I am, because it's like a defense mechanism kind of thing that I developed a long time ago. But it doesn't matter. What matters is that in their own way, FI is often obscuring their emotional message, I guess. If you listen to our words, you get the truth of the matter. Like, if you listen to his words, if you look at a transcript, he's not okay with this, he's upset. But it can be really confusing if you're watching a mute video, like a video with the voice turned down or the sound turned down of an FI user, because yeah, you'll have no idea what we're truly feeling, because a lot of times we're just smiling at inappropriate moments or frowning at inappropriate moments. Yeah, the opposite is also true. Like, I could actually be having a good time with you and I'll tell you like, oh yeah, this date is really fun, and I wouldn't mean it, but then sometimes it just doesn't translate over to my face. I think that's just something that a lot of FI users have to deal with. Yeah, so let me know what you thought of this video and this example. Do you relate to this FI struggle where a lot of times this isn't a problem with other FI users, because it's like they get it, but what's the biggest problem, I guess, is with FE users, because they are less likely to really listen to what I'm saying and more likely to pick up on my vibe. But guys, like, my vibe is often just not, it's not intentional. I don't really have control over it. I feel like FE people have control over how their emotions are externally perceived, hence FE. Meanwhile, I just have this very detailed and comprehensive understanding of my own feelings, but it's hard to externalize that in a correct or expected or intended fashion. Yeah, it's not like I intend to be like this. Like, it's not like I intend to seem so laughing at random times and stuff like that, but that's just what happens. Yeah, so let me know if you relate or what you think of that. If you're an FE user, have you noticed your FI friends being really strange like this? Let me know in the comments below. I'm quite curious. And if you would like me to type you, or if you're curious about my typing method, there's more information on that on my website, empiricalpersonality.com. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for watching.